Welcome students. In today's lecture, we shall discuss regarding single phase, full wave, controlled rectifier with R load. The configuration is bridge type configuration. So let us see the circuit diagram first and then we'll go on to the operation and its corresponding waveforms. So the circuit consists of 4 thyristors T1, T2, T3 and T4. Let us see. So the circuit consists of 4 thyristors. This is T1, thyristor T1. So these are the 4 thyristors T1, T2, T3 and T4, okay, to which a source is connected. This is point A, and the other end of the source I am connecting it to point B. That particular point is called as point B. So the source is Vs equal to Vm sin omega t. This one is positive and this one is negative. Okay. So to which a load of type R is connected. Right? So this is load R. So the voltage at the load is given by V0, and this one is plus and this one is minus. Okay. So this is the circuit configuration. So in single phase, full wave, control rectifier with R load, the circuit consists of 4 thyristors T1, T2, T3 and T4, to which a source Vs equal to Vm sin omega t is connected, and the output voltage at the load is given as V0. So the current flowing at the load is given by I0. Okay. So let us see the operation of the single phase full wave control rectifier with R load. Right? Mode 1 is during the positive half cycle of the supply voltage. Right? So during the positive half of the supply voltage, right, thyristors T1 and T2 are forward biased. That means they comes into the forward blocking mode because we have not provided any gate pulse or triggering pulse. So the thyristors will not come into conduction, but however they are in the forward blocking mode or forward biased condition, but they are not at conducting. Right. So for example, if thyristors T1 and T2 are triggered at the same time at some angle alpha. Alpha can be 30 degrees, 45 degrees or any value. So you can take the firing angle. So let us assume the firing angle is 30 degrees. Right. So at alpha equal to 30 degrees or at some angle of firing angle alpha, thyristors T1 and T2 are triggered. Actually, at omega t equal to 0, thyristors T1 and T2 are in the forward blocking mode. They need to bring into the forward conduction mode. Right? So, in order to happen that at omega t equal to alpha, we need to provide gate pulse or triggering pulse so that the device comes to on state. right? So this is called the firing angle alpha. So I am mentioning at the same point Ig1 and Ig2, I am applying it at firing angle omega t equal to alpha. Okay. So what happens during mode 1 of the operation at omega t equal to 0 degrees, T1 and T2 are forward biased and T3 and T4 are reverse biased, right? So T1 and T2 are forward biased and T3 and T4 are reverse biased. So though they are forward biased at omega t equal to 0, they are not conducting because unless and until you provide the gate pulse, right? So at omega t equal to alpha or at some value of alpha, I have provided the gate pulse. So what happens? So let me draw the equivalent circuit when the device starts conducting. So this is the source. I am starting from this point plus. Now the conducting thyristor is T1 is conducting. So this one is T1 and represented with the help of short circuit, right? And it is approaching towards load, and this one is load R, and then it is coming towards T2. So now I will represent T2 as short circuit. I represent T2 as short circuit, and then from T2 I can say this point is point B, and okay, and I can say this point is A. Now B and back to terminal minus. Okay, so this one is A and B, and starting from plus load R and back to minus, and this one I can treat it as T2. So the current is flowing through the loop. The direction of current is from I can start from source plus to thyristor T1 to load R to thyristor T2 to and back to Vs minus. So this is the flow of load current or the flow of current, right? So during this duration, if you apply KVL, so my V0 will be equal to VAB. If you apply KVL, my V0 will be equal to VAB. That means during positive half of the supply voltage, when the device T1 and T2 are conducting, the source voltage will appear across the load. So let me draw the waveforms, right? So this one is the output voltage. I represent, and the thyristor conducting at T1 and T2. Fine. At this instant, as it is a resistive load, the current also will be same. This one is T1. Okay, in the same duration, current is flowing. So T1 and T2. Right. So in this duration, when T1 and T2 at omega t equal to 0, T1 and T2 are forward bias or forward blocking mode. So prior to triggering, the voltage will appear across the thyristors T1 and T2. That voltage is nothing but this one. Right. So when T1 and T2 are forward biased, what is the condition of T3 and T4? They are reverse biased. So whatever the voltage, that will appear across as a reverse bias voltage through the device T3 and T4. So, and this one is minus Vm, peak inverse voltage. Right. So when T1 and T2 are forward biased, so the forward blocking voltage will appear across T3 and T4 and they are not still conducting. But at omega t equal to 0, T3 and T4 is experiencing a reverse bias voltage. Right. So this is the voltage across T3 and T4. So this is mode 1 of the operation. Right. Let us move on to the mode 2 of the operation. So in mode 2 of the operation, now what happens at omega t equal to pi? At omega t equal to pi, let me, this is VBA. Right. At omega t equal to pi, what is happening? T1 and T2 will become reverse biased and T3 and T4 will be forward biased. So at omega t equal to pi, T1, T2 will be reverse biased. Okay, because the polarity gets changed and T3, T4 will be forward biased. Right, when T3 and T4 is forward biased, let us draw the equivalent circuit, how the circuit looks like. Okay. So this is source and you need to start with T3 because the polarity is changed. So I will write it as, so from this is point B through point 3B, thyristor T3 is short circuited. T3 is short circuited and look at the flow of current direction, it is same, right? So this is V0 across, oh, this is R and the output voltage across resistor is V0. R and then I am moving like this and again T3 and T4 is conducting, right? I will write like this. T4 is conducting and back to this terminal. And where the T4 is there, this point I can take it as T4, I am representing it as short circuit. Right? So, and this one is Vs and this one is minus and plus. Right? So let us draw how the current is flowing, right? So now it is from Vs plus to thyristor T3 T3 load R, T4 and Vs minus. Right. So if you apply KVL, my V0 will be equal to minus VAB, or I can also write it as VBA. Right? So whatever the voltage that is appearing, what is the output voltage will appear across the load? It is VBA. Right? So if I draw now at omega t equal to pi, T3 and T4 are forward biased and forward bucking mode, but they are not at conducting. Right? So at pi plus alpha, this value is pi plus alpha, I am again triggering the thyristors T3 and T4. So when I am triggering thyristors T3 and T4, what happens is, as they are conducting, as I shown already, so the output voltage will be this one, VBA, as polarity gets reversed. Okay? So this is the thyristors conducting are T3 and T4. So the current will be in the same fashion, similar to output voltage as it is a resistive type of load. Okay. So during this instant, what is the condition of T1 and T2? They are reverse biased. So whatever the voltage appearing for T1 and T3 and T4, they will appear as reverse biased reverse voltage, or the T1 and T2 will be reverse biased. So let us draw the voltage across T1 and T2 when T3 and T4 are conducting. Right? Right? So it is from pi to 2 pi. This one is minus Vm. Is it clear? Now during this instance from omega t equal to pi plus alpha, T3 and T4 are in the forward blocking mode. Right? They are not conducting from pi to pi plus alpha. So that voltage will appear like this, right? So when T1 and T2 is conducting, T3 and T4 in the reverse biased. When T3 and T4 are conducting, T1, T2 are in the reverse biased condition, right? And the cycle repeats. So if I continue to draw for the other cycles, so the output voltage will be this one, and right. So similarly here it is forward blocking mode or the forward biased, and they are not conducting. At the same time here it is a negative voltage, and again here it is forward blocking mode, and this is across T1 and T2. So this is how the circuit operates in single phase full wave control rectifier with R load. So to summarize, the circuit consists of 4 thyristors T1, T2, T3 and T4. It has a source Vs and a load R. The voltage across load is V0 and the current flowing is I0. Right? So there are two modes of operation. During mode 1 of the operation, at omega t equal to 0, thyristors T1 and T2 are forward biased, T3 and T4 are reverse biased. At omega t equal to alpha, the thyristors T1 and T2 are triggered and they are starts conducting. So the source voltage will appear across the load and the corresponding waveform is this. And at omega t equal to pi, mode 2 of the operation, at omega t equal to pi, T3 and T4 will be forward biased. As the supply gets reversed, T1 and T2 will be reverse biased and T3 and T4 will be forward biased. Right? So when they are forward biased, then what happens? At pi plus alpha, when you trigger T3 and T4, then the source voltage will appear across the load. Okay, so that is T3 and T4. During this instance, when T1 and T2 are is in the forward blocking mode or in the forward bias, so that voltage will appear across T1 and T2. As when T1 and T2 are in the forward bias mode, T3 and T4 will experience reverse bias. So the voltage is a negative line voltage. Right? Similarly, when T3 and T4 are conducting, this is the forward blocking voltage, and at the same time T1 and T2 will experience a negative line voltage. Right? So this is the operation of single phase full wave control rectifier with R load. And what is the circuit turn off time in this case? It is, what is the circuit turn off time? If you consider T3 and T4, they are off for the duration of how much duration? It is pi radians. Right? So omega Tc equal to pi and circuit turn Tc equal to pi by omega. Right? So with this, I will conclude this topic of single phase full wave control rectifier with R load.
Welcome students. In the last class, we have discussed regarding the single phase full wave control bridge rectifier with R load. Let us derive the equations corresponding to average voltage, RMS value of the voltage and power factor concerned to or particular to R type of load in the bridge rectifier. Okay. So let us find out V0 first. V0 is the average output voltage. 1 by time period is pi. So as the waveform is symmetrical, we have not considered the duration up to pi only. So the alpha to pi, this is the conduction time. Alpha to pi, it is conducting, and your source voltage is Vm sin omega t, d omega t. So that will be equal to Vm by pi, and this is minus cos omega t, and it is from alpha to pi. So that will be equal to Vm by pi 1 plus cos alpha. So this is our V0, in the case of R type of load in a bridge rectifier. Okay, let us find out the RMS value also. So VOR is the RMS value we are considering. 1 by pi integral alpha to pi Vm square sin square omega t d omega t whole power 1 by 2. Right? If you observe properly, on the limits will change, but the procedure is only the simplification part. Okay, time period also varies in the bridge rectifier. Okay, so Vm square by pi alpha to pi, same I am writing 1 minus cos 2 omega t by 2 d omega t whole power 1 by 2. So that will be equal to Vm square by 2 pi. Okay, this is pi minus alpha and it is minus sine 2 alpha by 2 whole power 1 by 2. Okay, that means I have integrated cos 2 omega t, and I have also substituted the limits pi minus cos 2 pi minus cos 2 alpha. Okay, sorry, sine 2 alpha minus sine 2 alpha, right? The other term will become 0 and you are left out with sine 2 alpha by 2, and this will become plus because you will get a minus sign here. So VOR will be equal to Vm square by 2 pi minus alpha plus sine 2 alpha by 2 whole power 1 by 2. I think whole power 1 by 2. So this is the RMS value in the case of bridge rectifier with R load. Okay, so power factor already we have discussed. Power factor, that will be equal to power delivered to load by input volt amperes. So that will be equal to, directly you can write the formula VOR IOR by Vs. This is RMS value, obviously. This is so this one is also IOR. So I will cancel this 2. You will get VOR by Vs. Okay. So in this case, the circuit turn of time will be Tc will be equal to pi by omega. So this is power factor. So you can substitute the values directly and to obtain the necessary values. Okay.